Welcome to Doc's Lab and our third Master Series. Welcome to Doc's Lab and our third Master Series. I do believe this is the 14th video in our third Master Series, and this is the final words and directions that I'm going to give you as a production engineer. I hope that I've made this series as short as I possibly could to help you understand where you need to focus so that you can refine yourself as a composer and a producer. In the last video, it was pretty short when I was talking about producing a composition because I very much wanted you to get into your head that it is a study unto itself, that you're going to want to begin that study and you're going to want to refine yourself as well as possible in all the things we've addressed in this series. And when you get to that point and you start actually composing and producing, you will find that things will just start to fall together and you will begin the process of defining yourself as a good composer and producer, and you will begin to develop yourself there, which is what you need to do. You need to take those steps to begin the process. It's not so much me trying to lay out some kind of format for you as much as you understanding what I'm trying to tell you, refining yourself in those areas, making separate studies of those things, and doing the work, putting in the work yourself to make yourself a good composer and producer. Take your time, have patience, do a good job every time, and keep in mind every moment and time is important, and work at developing yourself in all the areas we talked about, and keep taking steps forward. Okay, so the next things I kind of wanted to address is the first thing is that whenever you do a production of any individual performances, make sure that they can stand on their own, that each performance is a production unto itself, and that it will stand on its own as a good production. And then with that in mind, that all the other productions that encompass a composition work well together just like they do on their own, so that they work well together as the composition goes through its movements, transitions, and breaks at every moment in time, that every single instrument and performance is a production that can stand on its own, and each one of them at every moment in time, them together can stand on their own before any audio engineering is done to them. Just at the time of capture, that they can stand on their own. You know, you really have to keep that in your head. It can really help define you as a producer and a composer, taking that into consideration, that the production has to stand on its own before any audio engineering is ever done to it. There's a much better chance that you will have a magical production when an audio engineer gets done with it. So really keep that in mind. The second thing I wanted to say, for you people here that are producing your own stuff, becoming an audio engineer, and are wondering why your productions don't come out sounding magical, is why I put this series together, to help you really focus on the other side of the fence, becoming a production engineer. And when you get to the point to where you feel you've refined yourself in this area, really keep in mind that all the stuff that I put on my channel about audio engineering are options and things you need to check. That doesn't mean that everything I went through you need to do, but it's something you need to consider, because your most important things that you really need to take consideration of is that you have a good production and composition done that's performed well. Does that make sense? And then you want to get as good a captures as possible of the productions. That is the ultimate goal. Once you get really good captures of a really good production, don't over process it. Don't overkill with your audio engineering. Don't kill the production. You know, if there's problems there, go back some steps to the producer and to the musicians or to yourself. Fix the issue so that you got a really good captured production to do magic with. So you're just fixing little issues or editing little things, maybe a little tuning here and there, and da 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 da, and then you're enhancing things. But don't kill it. Don't kill the production with audio engineering. That's not the job of the audio engineer. If the audio engineer has a really good production and a really good composition and gets really good captures of really good performances, he doesn't do nowhere near the work you might think he does. He's editing, fixing small things, and then enhancing it to make it sound as good as possible, to make it sound bigger than life, right? So don't kill it with your audio engineering. That all the stuff I talked about on my courses about audio engineering were to help you look for issues, to fix issues, options that you have, but really focus more on the production, the performances, and getting as good a capture as possible. Then don't over process it. Don't kill a beautiful masterpiece with your audio engineering. You will be a much happier producer, you will be a much happier musician, you will be a much happier composer, and you will be a much happier audio engineer if you follow that advice, and you will just have to trust me on that. So I certainly hope you enjoyed this third master series on becoming a production engineer. And for those of you that are really wanted to see what's going on to help your productions improve so that you can be a better audio engineer or working with your own productions, I certainly hope that helped you so that you can refine yourself as a production engineer so that you can do magic as an audio engineer. Peace, Hope, love. I certainly hope you enjoyed this series on production engineering, and I will see you in the next video.